Back from 24 in that last tournament. My name is JD Silvergun, and we are joined by Tam on tracking. And well, this race is going to be lower bracket round 3, Doomtap versus Duden. And this is the second match. Doomtap did win the first race, so Duden is going to have to win this to tie it up and take it to game 3. And for anyone that is not aware, No Logic is a mode that we play where the items are placed literally completely at random. And because of that, we use several major glitches to complete the game anyway. It looks like we're getting started here, so Duden gets 20 rupees in Link's house. And Doomtap, favoring the Sanctuary start, gets a book. And Duden is doing a fake flipper to get the check under the bridge. And Doomtap is going to bonk rocks. And it looks like we're just getting a sync here. So, and of note, for those that aren't aware, there are 4 rods in the item pool. There are 2 fire rods and 2 ice rods, so that's just, you know, to make the mode better, and, you know, just to make sure the Trinex is not even more of a jerk than usual. Alright, so Doomtap decides not to get the heart piece in the mushroom location, which is not surprising, and Duden swim clips into Ice Rod Cave. And Doomtap leaving the single arrow behind. This could be truly upsetting for some people. Duden gets rupees in Ice Rod Cave. Duden doing the crab dance, but gets by safely. And Doomtap is doing the Death Mountain Descent, or DMA, to skip the rock. Mirror on the island in Lake Hylia. I assume we're gonna go back for that, because that's a very helpful item. Okay, so we have an ice rod in the waterfall. And apparently I learned recently, apparently some people just never come over here, so that may be an advantage. Duden is doing a clip to get over the fence. Very nice. Ikea Swamp, less nice, but we didn't know that it was that key though, so it makes sense to grab it. Alright, Doomtap has descended the mountain with a Death Mountain Descent, DMD, to Graveyard Ledge. He gets the big key of Desert Palace, which is a very nice key because we can use it in other dungeons as well, not just desert. But it's still good for desert too. And as predicted, Duden going to get the mirror immediately. He's doing a fought or a funny auto walk thing. Alright, so Doomtap is able to Houlihan because of descending the mountain. Leaves us with a broken camera, just slightly. Slightly enough to confuse the game. And remembering to go back into Link's house is an important part of this route. If you didn't start at Link's house, so good on Doomtap for remembering that. Alright, Doomtap immediately going to get the mirror. A very nice citrus. The guard was too slow to catch him. Okay, so we see full magic is one of the tiers for Duden. That could be 1 or 3, because Duden was on the screen with Octoroks exploding projectiles. I'm guessing Doomtap did that too, because he also has full magic, so never mind. It's probably tier 1. Duden with the very, very, very early Kakariko play. He doesn't even have 3 bombs. And nor 100 rupees, but he can get the 100 rupees though. Well, I guess he can get 3 bombs too, but if there's no money in any of these chests, he can't buy bombs and the bottle vendor. Okay, the flute in blind set, so immediately rewarded for the unorthodox play. This is definitely a don't skip town seed. Honestly, I might get these big density checks and then just activate the flute and leave, because going to desert without glitch items, it can lead to missing out on stuff that you are just never going to get, or you will get too late for it to be like that helpful, but you never know. Doomtap gets his ice rod and got in the waterfall, and Duden gets a sword on the bottle vendor, which is kind of a funny location because we can't actually dupe that location. But it's not a very good first sword location for this mode. I forgot. Doomtap knows a crazy way to get over the fence. I don't know how to do that method. I know the way that Duden did. Alright, so Doomtap is going to South Shore, and Duden's continuing to clear out town. Okay, GT Small in the back of the tavern. Pretty worthless, because we usually cave state that dungeon. There are rare cases where it might be helpful, though. Okay, Doomtap a little bit short. If he was like 1 or 2 pixels further to the right, the bomb would have worked. And Duden already picking up time on Doomtap by fluting around. See the hook shot in Mini Moldorm Cave, which is very helpful. Map of Ice is also good. Okay, Doomtap going for the bomb juke. This is a shortcut to go to King's Tomb. Okay, I don't know what that item was, but I'm gonna assume it's nothing until we see otherwise. It looks like Doomtap wants to go shopping. The walking out of Mini Moldorm, or well, specifically King's Tomb Mini Moldorm Cave is pretty slow, so... but this is kind of a normal route, it just surprises me. And Duden having a slight difficulty with the juke. Alright, Doomtap can't decide where he wants to go. And we're climbing the mountain normally? Oh no. Or we're trying to do something normally. Oh, and we almost get deadrocked. Okay, we're crossing the mountain normally. This is a very bold play. Not using glitches. So Duden is rescuing the old man. The Doomtap into Paradox 5. I believe that was a fire rod. The comm stream is kind of low resolution, so someone will have to correct me if that's not correct. So Doomtap, I think, was making sure to go out of his way specifically for this cave because in the last race, nobody checked it. So that's kind of funny, actually. He did not get the free ferry, but the Tink and the Bonk, which is surprising. And we see the lamp is on Floating Island, so Doomtap definitely is going to grab that. The lamp is a very overpowered item if you have other items to use with it. The hook shot is one of them, but we need more stuff still. Well, I mean, I guess ice rod and bombs like could be usable for some mislotting, but that's not desirable though for most people. Duden has a sword, and Doomtap doesn't. So that's an advantage for now, and we see that we're already into our first boss fight. A Moldorm, quite an obnoxious fellow. Yes, this vertical dashing is not recommended if you talk to anyone that runs NMG, just for reference. But nonetheless, Duden did not fall off, so I'll consider the fight as a success. And we see that it's a pendant, so that's interesting and kind of unfortunate. Anyways, Doomtap goes to Kakariko, going to get the sword from the bottle vendor, and I'm not sure really what else was here other than the flute. I missed the glove, so I think maybe that was in Hera, or maybe it was in town. I don't remember. Yeah, Tam, I'm with you. Like I literally only ran NMG for 1 month. I did the weekly, like every weekend, and then I got distracted. Oh, this clip, you know, it's not even really a clip. You just have to jump back in bounds. But Duden does successfully get the lamp. Alright, Doomtap picking up the sword and activating the flute. Duden, Spiral Cave. Duden gets some nice time save by not having to fall down the hole and just mirror block erases. Alright, so Duden gets his fire rod in Paradox Cave. Pays and quits. Doomtap is going to the library for knowledge. And the knowledge is that there's a compass and we don't want it. Duden, back of escape, so... this is something we've not seen yet. Oh, and Doomtap is jumping around. I think that's not what he meant to do. A big key of thieves on Doomtap's side, a big key of Hera in Duden's side after literally just being there is quite rude, so that could be a potential advantage for Doomtap if he doesn't rush the boss. Because assuming the glove was in Hera, so that's kind of a trolley-like sequence to go through to get that big chest. Doomtap is going into desert, and he's already there. 10 arrows in the map chest. Duden... Wonder where we're going. Going not to the Hera big chest, because that's dead to him forever, until he warps there from somewhere else. Alright, Doomtap is doing a quadrant glitch, and Duden is doing a bomb clip. This is just kind of a shortcut. If you're not able to hover the gap, you can do that instead. We see that it's a bow. I was surprised we didn't see this sooner, but maybe Duden just intended to route this way, like to get that check on his way to pod. Oh, the Thief's Town big key is our cave state big key, so we're not going to be leaving anything behind in this pod play for Duden, I assume. Unless he just leaves. But it's quite early, so I would be shocked if we didn't clear this out. Alright, Doomtap saves and quits out of Agina's cave. Where are we going now? Mountain. This kind of feels like a pod play as well, but he might just go to Hera. But Duden clearing out this right side first is pretty unorthodox, especially considering he has a bow, and he could do this in pod state and not have to worry about any backtracking or anything. He has bow and mirror, actually, and now hammer, which actually is not relevant in this situation. Just ignore those hammer pegs over there, it's a trap. It's kind of a funny location for that, though. If you were like a noob no logic player, you would like be like, "Oh, this is cool. I can go around," and then you jump down, and then you're stuck. Doomtap is fighting Woldorm, is also going to orphan the Hera Big Chest. Which I can't say I'm terribly surprised by that, but he does have the glove now, so... I mean, he could go get the key if he wants to. Jokes aside, that key might come in handy later. Probably not, but, there's some seeds where that's important. But, thing is how we already have, some kind of hook pushing, specifically stuck pushing. Need to delete any doors, and that's what the Hera Big Key is generally good for. Okay, so both of these guys can hover, and both of them are doing the bomb flip instead, so that's actually pretty cool. Although honestly, if I could hover reliably, I would do the hover because I'm really stingy with my bombs. I like to conserve them for glitches like that don't have an alternative than using bombs. So, I didn't see where Doomtap got his first bow. It must have been in the right side of desert. Pendant Swamp is probably a bit of a relief for the runners, although maybe not for Doomtap. Maybe he was counting on Fate Clippers like being an edge. I think most people would be happy to see Pendant Swamp, though. And Doomtap is doing Citrus DMD, and my guess is that we're going to Skullwoods, because I don't know what else you would do with this. I mean, technically you could walk around and use the mirror to check things, but that's kind of slow. And Doomtap not even checking the bumper ledge. A little bit surprising. And Duden is doing the statue drag to Helmasaur. This is the way you go, you know, in no logic. Okay, so he did not have the correct position after his second bomb, and he didn't get it, so he's gonna try again. Okay, this is what we want to see. Alright, and Doomtap is Death Warping in Skullwoods to get Link State. Alright, fake Dark World now. Doomtap going ham on all the enemies with the silver arrows. Alright, Duden. This isn't extremely dangerous because we have blue mail, but Duden still needs to be a little bit careful. Opting for bow instead of spin speed hammer is interesting. Definitely not a vanilla runner here on our left side. But he gets the job done nonetheless. Alright, and that is our first crystal as well on Duden's side, so taking a slight lead with that. But it's still early though. Both runners, the biggest thing that they need is a sword. And also, since we don't have any boomerangs or Samaria, they are gonna need a solution to Trinex. Although apparently they don't teach people the Samaria Trinex push anymore, so that might be something that Duden doesn't know. So it would want a boomerang to hook push to Trinex. I remember last time someone did the Samaria push to Trinex on restream, some people were like, what? What is this? And I'm like, this is how you go. That's just what you do. The stuck pushing, honestly, just wastes a whole lot of bombs and arrows and things, and people should try to get away from doing that, if you ask me, if you can. Obviously, in this case, they have no choice if they want to hook push, but just a thought. Okay, there's a boomerang for a Doomtap. Oh. Still need a sword, though. And Doomtap is not going to the boss. The mirroring and returning to the Dark World is interesting. So yeah, as I said earlier, like Duden could have done this in one trip, so I don't know why that he did the bow side right away. Anyway, so Doomtap is using this freestanding item to get Super Bunny. This is interesting. I wonder where he wants to go with this. And yeah, when you're doing this, what Doomtap is doing is honestly pretty annoying. It's just less annoying than the alternative. But it's a lot easier if you put the portal above you instead of to the left of you. That way, you can do the clip in one world transition instead of this is like his third try, and I still don't know if he's on the pixel or not. But also, he could just be on the wrong bump in general. It looks like he's too high. You want to be on the third bump. Oh no, he's abandoning the mirror strat. So you were on the wrong teleport pixel, at least as far as I know. I know the third one works. Anyway. Okay, so Duden finds the other boomerang in Hookshot Cave. So I have to assume that both runners will go mode if they find a sword at this point, because... Well, maybe not. We still don't. It's early. We don't know about the Meyer situation. So they might want a bottle or Samaria for that, but... So maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but... So Duden is going into, I guess, Mimic Cave first. And Doomtap successfully acquired a link state from the Bumper Cave item. And, you know, in retrospect, okay, the key to Meyer, which is useless because we have no medallions. So Doomtap, I guess I shouldn't be terribly surprised it didn't go for the Mothula play. With this amount of hearts and Fighter Sword, it's pretty annoying to do that. Alright, Duden. Are we going shopping again? I don't know what else could be over here, unless we have mids, and I wasn't paying attention. Okay, Doomtap. Going to check out the Meyer medallion. We see that it is Bombos. Yeah, that's a good point. The mitts were, yeah. Using a death hole that Doomtap himself discovered, we could easily get the mitts. Which actually could be convenient to have. It doesn't take that long to do that. I mean, the more hearts they get, the longer it's going to take to do that, though, but they're just not doing it. I mean, honestly, well, they don't have flippers, so it's still, well, you know, they have flute, so actually, yes, flute plus mitts is way better than splash delete plus mitts to go to Ice Palace, because right now, their other option is to stuck push in the well to go to Ice Palace, if they want to go there. Odd Big Key and Hype K for Doomtap. So Doomtap saves and quits because he's going to be a bunny. Okay. So Duden is setting up a stuck push to go to Cave State Eastern. And I'm a little nervous about this because you could get... Okay, it's fine. Sometimes you can terminate yourself by like boomerang tinking on things. It's kind of rare, but it does happen. But anyways. I think it's if you're going to use the boomerang in the first place, it's a lot easier to hook the torch than to hook the hint tile, and you don't risk falling off the edge. But if you don't have the boomerang, then you have to do it the way Duden did. But this is kind of a cool play. I mean, the advantage of doing it this way instead of the front door is that you're not skipping the big chest. Because he could have done that same glitch to skip the big key door as well. Well, unfortunately, though, the big chest was nothing, so this is kind of a waste of time, because we're just gonna go in and out, and this is like a lot of extra movement. But Duden didn't know that the big chest was nothing, so I don't blame him for doing it this way. It's the more common route I see with this Cave State Eastern play is to avoid the backtrack, is to, if you have mirror, go get the big key chest, but then save and quit, and then flute back, and then go through the front door, and then just do the dungeon more or less normally. Which seems faster to me than literally doing the entire dungeon twice. And even if you don't have mirror, you could just open the door and leave. You could, and like open the big chest as well, because you could just juke to get the big key chest later. Not like particularly like slower. You just need to do it at the end if you don't have mirror, so that you don't, get trapped. Although his plan could be to go somewhere else. I would say he could go to Meyer, but with this health in Meyer, seems like a bad idea. But I'd assume we're going to do the boss first, though, so that will give us a refill. Okay, Doomtap is hovering. Oh, it falls at the last moment. Ugh, you hate to see it. Okay, so Doomtap gets his hammer on the right side. Alright, Duden is finally into the back of Eastern in Eastern State. Alright, well the actual mitts are on Armos Knights, so we did not have to dupe a glove for that convenience. And Duden gets the second crystal, so it's taking a bit of a lead for now. So we'll have to see. It's gonna come down to the status of Meyer, which actually, apparently we know that that's a crystal on Doomtap's side, and I wasn't paying attention. So with not having Samaria or a bottle, I think we actually do not have a way to do Meyer Crystal without Bombos. So Our list of Go mode items just got a little bit longer, or it did whenever Doomtap realized Meyer was a crystal. Because if Meyer had been a pendant, we would have been in sword mode. And it looks like Duden is going to Meyer, as I was kind of predicting. Okay. That's a top tip. When menuing, make sure you take advantage of pressing down to go up sometimes. You save a lot of time in the menu if you try to optimize your menus. I know I always don't do it correctly either, though, because menus are hard to optimize, but it's just an interesting point. Duden gets the bad news about Meyer, but good news about Swamp, though. And Doomtap is setting up a hook push of his own. Oh no, did it stop? Oh no. Okay, well, I think it could have worked. He just needed to despawn the fairy first. So that was a little unfortunate for Doomtap that the fairy stopped his hook push momentum. But he decided just to abandon the Ganon's Tower play. But he would have been in Ganon's Tower if the hook push was successful. But we had a fairy decide to give us a nice refill and interrupt us. Alright, so Doomtap, probably a little bit upset with the fairy, decides to go back on the mountain and jump down. Yeah, I've never seen anyone else do that hook push before, so I'm not surprised that it didn't work, if I'm being perfectly honest, but from what I've observed today, it seems reasonable that if you talked at the very first, that it would work, because she disappears. Okay, and Duden shows us that the silvers were, in fact, on Desert right side, and we just couldn't see it on Doomtap's side. Or at least I didn't see it. Maybe it was actually visible. Okay, so Duden going for Checkerboard Cave, and we've not seen this yet. Okay, and it's nothing. Okay. So Doomtap is in Thieves Town. It has the big key. And yeah, you don't want to chase that fire snake around, for you're not going to get a death orb that way. Oh, and we see a sword in Thieves Town, and it's in the tree warp, one of the two tree warp chests. And we see the wrong medallion also in Thieves Town, Ether for Doomtap. A bug net is on Bombo's tablet. We didn't know that before, I don't think. Or maybe we did, I just didn't see when Doomtap checked it, because Doomtap was over here before, so... He probably knows that it's nothing. So it's hard to think of these things sometimes when you're in the middle of a race. There's a lot of pressure, but I think Doomtap might be thinking that if he needs either one bottle or Samaria or Bombos to go mode, because they do not have. Well, I mean, technically you could, but it would take like a real lot of bombs and arrows. You could hook push all the way from Pod to Errol Castle and change the ID that way, but that would be very slow and very difficult. So technically it's possible, but no one is actually going to do that. So for practical purposes, we're looking for a way to warp from Pod to Hera, so we can go to the castle and change our dungeon ID. Or maybe we'll just find Bombos. Yeah, Tam, I can't say I'm shocked that there was no blockbuster or unbunny beam tactics. As cool as those things are, like, they're not very well known. Duden also jumping off the mountain. Big heat ice in the maiden cell. I mean, we haven't been to ice yet, so that could be nice to have. That's one of the fetch quests, really, is what that key is. Alright, so Doomtap takes down Blind, gets his first crystal on the board. Duden into Skullwoods. And he has a lot more hearts than Doomtap did, so I'm assuming we're gonna go for the boss on this trip. Yeah, you need a small key. Very easy to forget keys. I myself am, pretty unfortunately did forget about keys in some of my races. I also hook pushed through the door. Duden could have done that. And then just mirror back out. He can get the stuff on his way back by just falling in the hole if he wants to do it that way. Alright, and Doomtap going to Ganon's tower. I mean, he got the big key from somewhere, so there's at least that. Not as nice as if his cave state play worked out, though, because, I mean, I guess we have enough keys, but doing a proper GT state seems a little... I don't know, it would have just been better if he was able to get here the first time. But this is fine, though. So Duden is conserving magic. That tells me he wants to use the fire rod shots on the moth, which makes sense to me. I would probably try to do the same thing. Oh, that was very close to that Wallmaster. Okay, this is getting off the rails in this room. A big key to Eastern for Doomtap is nice because we haven't been there yet on his side. So he could save a lot of time in that dungeon versus what Duden had to do to get that done. The Doomtap's probably just betting there's going to be a bottle here because this is the most dense location we have left in the game. Oh, Duden in the moth fight. Okay. Finishes with a hammer hit. Nice. Okay, so that is 3 crystals for Duden. Maintaining a bit of a lead, but uh, neither of our runners have like a practical solution for the Mire Crystal yet, and Duden still needs to get his sword in Thieves Town, which I imagine he can get pretty soon here. Oops. Alright, rando room for Doomtap. We have 50 rupees times 2, 20 rupees, and a compass. This GT has been absolute garbage, except for the EP big key. Ugh. This is why I don't like coming here, because this stuff can happen to you. I mean, the counter argument is that you get everything you need in GT sometimes, and you can go mode everything, but it feels better to try to get things on the way to the bosses, in my opinion. Hey, Doomtap getting the fast strat for that room, which is honestly rarely seen in Randomizer, so good on him for showing that off. And nothing is here. What the heck, man? Oh, did he forget to check the big chest? I don't remember. He would have checked it before the fight, I'm guessing. If you need to be careful when you're hook pushing in this part. Okay, well, good. He avoided the handle. Oh, okay, right. Okay, so yeah, I did see that now that you mention it. Thank you for telling me though. My brain just kind of immediately disregarded it because we already have an ice rod. So this is a double rods format for anyone that's not aware. But yeah, this GT, it really has been all crap except for the EP big key, so which is really unfortunate for Doomtap. And Doomtap forgetting about the silver arrows that he used in Skullwoods to kill the mummies. Or maybe he just wants to save arrows, I don't know. The key to Skullwoods after well, he has to go back there, so maybe that could pay out for him. Half magic is nice, but not game-breaking here. Dude, this GT has been garbage. Jeez. So EP Big Key legitimately will save some time. Well, maybe it won't, because he could just hook push from the front room to Armos, so maybe it's totally irrelevant. I don't know. That is definitely not what you want to see when you put all that time into GT. And we're going back to Pod on Doomtap's side. So meanwhile, Duden is doing a glitch called Mirror Door, and hopefully he remembered to pick up a pot beforehand. Because if you don't do that, then it's a problem. You're gonna be really unhappy. I am of the school of thought with Tam. There are like very few hook pushes that require specific knowledge. Like there are some rooms that are definitely annoying to hook push in, but for the most part, hook pushes are pretty general application. Oh, unless you're talking specifically about the eastern one that I was talking about, that one is pretty unique, because I don't know anywhere else you can really use that to good effect. Back of escape to pyramid is one of them, if you have a death and no moon pearl. Alright, so Duden did remember to pick up a pot, which is good. And we're in Thieves Town. He needs to remember to not take any north-south subtile doors, which is totally doable in this dungeon because of the layout. And Doomtap gets his second crystal. I've been kind of expecting a play for ice, since our sword is less garbage now, but we'll see where Doomtap is obviously going to do Eastern because we have the mirror, and might follow it into Mire. Okay, so Doomtap is going to do the hook push. We're not even using the big key, which was our only value from GT. Alright, so this hook push, what you want to do, unless he's doing a different hook push that yeah, this is a different setup, so never mind. I'm not actually sure where he's going. I mean, I would assume to the boss, but I mean, maybe he wants to try to go to Thieves Town or something, which actually doesn't make sense because he already was there. Looks like we're just thinking. So the way that I know how to do this hook push is you get your hook stuck like he already did, then you want to stand on grid, then go down and face left, so like dash turn, and put 2 more bombs, then it's boom, sword beam, 1 frame left, buffer, and then hook. But maybe Doomtap knows a different setup. Okay, well that didn't work, so that's unfortunate. So maybe he'll just decide to do the dungeon normally. Alright, so Duden gets a green pendant from Desert, well, in Thieves Town, but from Desert. I know that's confusing, but trust me, that's what happened. Alright, so Duden has the Master Sword, which is good for him. We still don't really have a way to realistically get the Mire Crystal. Although if someone wanted to load up on a bajillion bombs and arrows and do the hook push route, that would be pretty awesome to see, but I don't think anyone's going to do that. Alright, so it looks like we're gonna have a go again. And yeah, this technique Doomtap is trying to do is totally different than the one I know, so... Until it obviously succeeds or fails, I'm not gonna be able to tell you anything about this. And Duden gets a crystal from Thieves Town. Alright, going back to the light world because we were in fake world. Yeah, I have no idea what Doomtap's doing. If this is for Armos, he's making it more complicated than it needs to be, if you ask me, but... Dude, you have the big key. You could kill the boss anyway, the normal way. Okay, well, we're leaving. Alright, Duden is... Oh, I rarely see this stuck push, because this room is so annoying. Okay, we're going to Meyer on Duden's side. That Beamos is a jerk. I'd say Samaria pushing is less bad in this room, but that's just me. It's still bad. That Beamos is really annoying. A bit surprising that the runners have not found any bottles yet. Especially considering Doomtap did entire GT basement except for tile room. Okay, now this is the Ice Palace play from Doomtap. I was waiting for this. But he went for the quote-unquote insta-stuck push, and it didn't work. That's not really a slight against Doomtap. Like, this is something that is hard to do in Rando because a fast ROM makes the frame window, like, way tighter than it used to be. Like, it's more commonly seen in vanilla speedruns, but some people go for it in Rando. Yeah, it's... I would have still used the bombs. Oh man, this is giving me anxiety, this bomb count. Well, anyway, we got in to Ice Palace, but we're in Cave State right now, so we have to fix that. And meanwhile, Duden is exploring Desert State Mire. I see a sword in the compass chest of Mire, which is helpful, but it's not what we need. Sorry, I was just catching up on the chat, and I don't know, I have no comment. I think there's low value in trying to save that EP key from Mire. And we could just conveyor there, or like go from Desert or something like that. Because you could steal the Desert key from the back, if that's your plan, is to, like, do something like that. Especially because we have the hook shot. In fact, that would have been really cool if Duden stole the desert key. It would have made the route a little bit faster. But right now, Duden is doing a hook push to skip the Samaria requirement. And Doomtap in Ice Palace decided to mirror and buy bombs, which is a very smart thinking. Because we are totally rich, because we have no bottles to buy potions with. Alright, Duden... Yeah, this... Okay. We're fine. Oh, okay. I guess apparently he had red mail, so he was not gonna die, even if he did take a hit there, apparently. Never mind. Ignore me. Alright, so Duden already has the green pendant from Desert, so we have no prize to warp out, so he's gonna save and quit. And, where are we going now? And Duden also is going to ice. Like, Duden got a little, like, frazzled in the middle of that first attempt, but gets it on the second attempt. Alright, so remembering that we have the big key, and unfortunately it's only a sank heart. But I guess that's nice for him before the boss, because he only has Master Sword. Not that Doomtap can't handle the fight or anything, but a refill is nice. Because this fight is not trivial. Well, actually, maybe it is, because he has half magic, but... The Duden does not have half magic, but does have Tempered Sword. Okay, very nice fight from Doomtap. Duden doing the bomb clip through the wall. Very nice. Alright, so Duden has been maintaining this slight lead. It's 4-3 right now, but neither one of them is in go mode yet. It's Doomtap. Where are we going here? Okay, so we're fluting. It's kind of crazy they didn't find anything helpful in Ice Palace, but I guess it's not that crazy. There's not too many items there. And we also skipped Iced Tea. Alright, so Doomtap is setting up an overworld conveyor. It looks like he got a slot 8 bomb there. That was unfortunate. And we need it to be a slot 9 bomb for this trick to work. Okay, so this is going to be a play to Laser Bridge for Doomtap, I'm guessing. And Duden What? This is a risky farm, because these guys can hit you even when it looks like you're not supposed to be hit with the sword. Duden just needs to do the sword beam fire rod dupe, which is like pretty standard thing. I think most people know how to do it. Alright, very nice. And Doomtap left. I didn't see what happened with the conveyor, but he decided to save and quit. Hey, Doomtap is having a rough day, perhaps. Alright, that is another crystal for Duden. Okay, Doomtap changed his mind. He wants to go to Laser Bridge this way. And we used to not like going this way, but some stuff was recently discovered that to make it more consistent, so it's coming back in popularity. Alright, well, we are in Laser Bridge, and he remembers that he has to leave and come back for it to not be cave state. Duden also doing the hook push to Laser Bridge. Or trying to. We'll get there. I mean, he has enough bombs and arrows for like 3 links. Doomtap finds the King of Samaria on Laser Bridge, which is probably go mode. Oh, and there was a bottle as well. I think just Samaria would be enough, but the bottle makes it comfier. Well, that's unfortunate for Doomtap, just because Duden is also here and is gonna get the same stuff. Yeah, this is a stacked laser bridge. Oh, I thought he was just leaving, like that was good enough. He didn't even want the last item. I mean, it would have been understandable if he did ignore the last item. He already has tempered and silvers. I don't know, I guess it could have been like Moon Pearl, maybe. But then again, what does Moon Pearl even do? Not much, really. I guess it could have been Bombos, would have been the big one. Alright, so both hook push to Trinex. Doomtap was successful with the fight. Duden still has to do the fight, but with tempered, should not be an issue. I say should not, but Duden actually made it, like, more dangerous than it needed to be. By hook pushing from left to right, it did not get the magic refill. But nonetheless, gets the fight done. Alright, so all Duden has to do now is do Meyer Crystal. So this is probably going to be too much for Doomtap to come back from. Although that probably was already apparent, but... It's just unfortunate with Doomtap not finishing Skullwoods, which at the time was defensible, and not like following through on the Eastern play has just set him back like quite a bit. But and also, yeah, Duden is just way ahead because Doomtap did not even kill Vitreous yet either. Dude, oh my goodness. See, this is why I don't buy the upgrade ever, because, well, I shouldn't say ever, but you don't buy it early. You buy it when you need a refill, because Duden made like 5 trips to this freaking cave. Like, this is a massive time loss. I mean, he's winning this particular race, but in general, it's really slow to keep coming back here. Like, this amount of ammo that we have is, like, comical. It's kind of ridiculous. 30, 45. I don't know, most seeds you don't even need the ammo upgrade at all. People just like it for safety. I agree that in this seed I probably would have ended up buying it just because stuck pushing, but man, I just can't believe how many times he went back to that cave. It's kind of absurd. But it won't be to his detriment. Not this time, anyway. Alright, so to change the dungeon ID, we have to start out in pod. So that's why we're here. And Doomtap is doing an interesting route to Vitreous, but unfortunately has despawned his sprites. Alright, so the first step is go to pod, we did that, and then the next step is warp to Hera. We're doing that right now. And the next step is clip to the castle sewers. As in the castle, there is a magic door that changes our dungeon ID. I'm not sure what we're, like, deliberating about here. Alright, so there's a magic door in the castle that changes our dungeon ID to whatever the dungeon is paired with. And since we're in pod right now, the door changes it to Meyer. That bomb placement may have been too far to the right the first time. Okay, but we get it this time. So, but because we did not delete the door, we're gonna have to hook push past the door the first time. Duden has enough bombs and arrows to supply an army, so there's pretty much no way this can fail. Alright, so Doomtap in the meantime is taking down Vitreous in Desert State. I missed that we got powder. That's actually, you know, not necessary, but I think the silver arrow of pushing is actually easier than the standard stuck push setup that Duden is doing. Okay, so we changed our dungeon ID to Meyer, and we hook pushed back to Hera, so all that we have to do is go to the boss super tile to claim our crystal. And Doomtap gets a shovel, which, you know, is appropriate in a tool shed. But we know that the shovel's not going to lead to anything, though. Alright, so Duden has the 7 crystals and all their bosses defeated, so now we just need to go to Agnum 2. And then to Ganon after that. Alright, 23 bombs and 39 arrows to spare. Duden has 23 bombs, but Doomtap only has 21 bombs. So that is probably the secret to his success. A nice boomerang citrus, by the way, from Doomtap. Interesting. Alright, so Doomtap is showing us like the regular hook pushing methods. This is way better than stuck pushing if you can actually do it. Alright, so Duden going back to Turtle Rock, there are a lot of ways we could have gotten here, but, Duden is wanting to, like, do a potion way, glitch to get to Agatu instead of the North Samaria way we're used to normally seeing in this case. And this works, so it's fine. And we accidentally drank the potion, so that's actually not fine. So that's why I think most people would go for the good, reliable North Samaria method. Probably he's just getting nervous. And I just want to reiterate that it was insanely unlucky that Doomtap got nothing in GT Basement. Alright, so Doomtap back to Skullwoods. Alright, Duden was successful at YBAing this time. And this gives us a warp. We just need to wrap, we need to first clip, and then we need to wrap the screen a few times to get into the Agatu fight. He's having a little bit of trouble with the clip. This clip is like very easy as far as manual clips go, but as with all manual clips, the hard part is just getting the starting pixel. And his camera is getting like more and more out of whack, so... Okay, we did it. We're in the fight. A little bit late, but we're in the fight. And he gets blue-balled as punishment for not getting in right away. Double blue ball. Aga has no mercy today. Alright, Agatu is down for Duden. We're trying to clipe again, because this clipe is to save time on the back cutscene, but unfortunately could not get it going there. Doomtap takes down Mothula. So it's just essentially a Mire Crystal behind. Which is not that bad considering everything that he went through. Oh, I didn't even realize Doomtap didn't even open the back. He hook pushed to save time. That's cool. Alright, so Duden into the Ganon fight, phase 2. Yeah, that should have been... Yeah, that was more than enough hits for 1-1. Okay, Doomtap is going to pod to start his Mire Crystal process. And Duden getting a lot of warps from Ganon. Okay, I'm not sure what we're doing here. Well, nonetheless, Duden has defeated Ganon and is going to be the winner of the race. So we're going to game 3 on this series. Alright, please get your GGs in chat for Duden going to win this one with an official time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, 9 seconds. Gar joined by Duden, the winner of today's race. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, GG's.
So Doomtap had some unfortunate stuff. Was trying to hook push to Armos and like couldn't get it at first until so he went back later despite having the big key. Also did the entire of GT Basement and got nothing out of it.
It's always the same.
But yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I don't usually go there myself, but I do wonder about it though, especially in like a big race. If people finish before me, it starts to feel like you missed something there, but in this case it was just nothing. He got Eastern Big Key, but he didn't use it, and he also got Skullwood's Big Key, but like literally there was nothing there. So, well anyways, I did have a question. When you were going to get the Mire Crystal, when you warped to Hera, it looked like you were thinking, like, in the big chest room for a second, like you just paused for a second.
I thought about not dropping into the layer below me, because I didn't have the big key of pod. And for a second I was confused where the holds lead to.
Yeah, definitely a race pressure moment, I think, which is understandable. It just was... You know, obviously it's very easy for me to sit here, like, watching the race and be like, oh, you don't need to worry about that. But it's very different when you're the one racing, so I was just curious. I mean, that was, like, you were pretty consistently ahead the whole time, by, like, 1 crystal or so, you know, approximately. But,
yeah, I mean, that's basically
yeah, so
perhaps the GT clear you mentioned.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that Doomtap had to make 2 trips to Eastern, because he was trying to do some kind of hook push that actually... I'm actually not sure, like, what he was trying to do, like... Because, like, there are setups that, like, work for that, because it was before he got Samaria, but... Was making 2 trips, kind of felt bad for... Wait, where was there a sword?
Oh, sorry, I'm ahead with my credits, but there's a sword on the pad.
Oh. Alright, so technically you found all 4 of them, then.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, that was funny, because when you got the sword on the bottle vendor, I was like, that's a location that we actually can't dupe, so that's a very bad first sword location.
That's true.
But yeah, I think the route has really worked out quite well for you, because When you go to town that early and find the flute, like, that has to feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. Even when going there with only one bomb.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
remarking on that. I was like, you need a lot of rupees if you have to buy bombs and the bottle vendor item, but you found a lot of bombs, though, so everything worked out just fine for you. And I do agree with what you did with of just leaving after, like, checking town and coming back for a desert later, even though you unfortunately still had to do a Mirador anyway in desert. I mean,
yeah.
you didn't know that the seed was going to be, like, hiding all the bottles and stuff.
Yeah, and then there's a bottle and a Zomaria right next to each other.
Yeah, that was pretty absurd. 'Cause I had theorized that, because we didn't know at first, or at least we didn't know about Meyer being a crystal or not. So I was thinking if Meyer was a pendant, then both of you would just have needed a sword to go mode, and you wouldn't need to worry about any bottles or Samaria. But when I saw that it was a crystal, yeah, that makes it quite a bit more annoying. Like, there is a hook push only route to dupe the crystal, but nobody does it because it's
Yeah.
horrible.
I don't even know that.
Yeah, I don't think many people are even aware that it exists, but it's really horrible. Like, you would need a lot of bombs and arrows. I mean, maybe you had enough because you had like 40, but oh well. What it is for anyone that's curious is you start in the pod rupee basement, and you hook push east to GT, and you keep just hook pushing and doing rooms until you get to Meyer. And then when you get to Meyer, you clip to Hera, and then you clip to the castle, and so you can do the entire route without any hook pushing. And no, there's a reason why nobody does it. Basically, though, it's really bad.
Yeah, I think I know Sumaria corruption in port to reach Hera. But
Yeah.
yeah, without having the Sumaria.
Yeah, that was my theory, that a bottle or Samaria might be enough for one of you to just do it, because you can do the quadrant glitch and North Samaria route to warp. Then just handle it that way. And you don't even have to do the annoying part of, like, having to Mirador back, because you guys had hook pushing.
Yeah. I'm glad that came quite early.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting seed. Were you relieved to see that Swamp was a pendant when
Yeah,
you map checked
absolutely.
somewhat early?
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. 'Cause I
I'm not
was
the best
thinking
with
maybe
fake
Doomtap was
flippers.
upset. No, I'm so sorry, go ahead.
No, I said I'm not the best with fake clippers. I'll start to skip the flippers entirely. I'm always happy when it's a pendant.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the people that do it kind of minimize the difficulty of what it actually is. Like, I've done it in practice, but I don't go for it in races, because I just... if you start missing it, you could get stuck there for a long time, and it feels bad. Like, I had theorized maybe Doomtap was unhappy to see the Pendant Swamp because he might consider that an advantage for himself, but it ended up not being a thing in this seed, so... But Doomtap actually is in Ganon now, but it did not get the Tempered Sword, though, in Meyer.
Yeah, but that looks...
117 also... Oh, sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say that's pretty low for this seed.
Yep. But it Master Sword Ganon looks quite nice.
Yeah, Doomtap is very practiced at this fight. He did the vanilla categories that, like low percent and low percent legacy. He actually is considered to be like one of the best in the world at this fight. And, yeah, oh yeah, Ganon did a lot of warping for you. I was like, oh, that's kind of rude. So Tam noted that you guys could have duped the glove early in Hera, but nobody did. Was that a thought at all that came to you, or just why
Yeah,
bother?
the moment I saw the glove, I thought, yeah, that's dupable. Also, the first bow was dupable, I believe. I think the only thing you couldn't really dupe was the first sword.
Well, Doomtap has defeated Ganon, so let's get our GGs in chat for him as well. Going to finish with an official time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 23 seconds. And we'll see if he wants to chat about the seed as well. And we are joined by Doomtap as well. GG.
Hello, GG's.
GG.
So I could tell you what the difference was, but I think based on your experience, you kind of already know what happened in the seed. But do you have any initial thoughts?
No, unless it's just the bottle. I don't know if Duden found the same one or not.
Yeah, that was the only bottle that we saw in the whole seed. But yeah, watching you clean out the GT basement for absolutely nothing except for a big key that you didn't use. Yeah, that felt pretty bad to watch. So like, you have my condolences on that. That is not anything people usually want to see.
Yeah, I'm a little more upset with the mistakes I made opposed to the routing stuff. The routing stuff's whatever. That's just rando. But like I made a ton of mistakes, so I need to clean that up if I want a chance at staying in the tournament.
Well, I actually wasn't sure about the setup you were going for the first time you tried to hook push to Armos. Like that was something like I think I might have seen Yoho do it a long time ago, but I'm not sure how the setup you were trying to do, how that works.
Yeah, me neither. No, I have a little resource that I made for myself with all of this stuff like on a spreadsheet, and I have videos on my computer, but I didn't have it easily accessible, so that was kind of a big mistake on my part. And I have like the instructions listed in order, like something you take out of your freezer to cook, so I could follow it like a caveman. But I didn't. I don't know. I still messed it up, so I need to probably actually practice the setups and not just have them written down somewhere.
I mean,
Yeah, I
you
think
say
that's
like
one
a
of the
caveman, but I used to do that too when I was learning. Like, did you just have the steps in order in case you forget something?
Yeah. Yeah, overall it was fine. I'm assuming Duden checked probably the same things that I did except for GT. Like you gotta I needed a sword for a while too. I probably got the Master Sword late.
Well, you actually got the Master Sword first, but Duden found Tempered on the left side of Meyer.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know what I did wrong for the juke to Vidi. Like I did the bomb juke at first, and I don't know why he wasn't there. I probably forgot to do a step.
Did you? I was kind of watching Duden's side more, but I saw that you had the sprites despawn. Did you do a quadrant glitch after the juke?
Oh no, I forgot. All right, I
Yeah,
forgot
I
that
think
part.
that's like the important step. Like you have to use the spike to get
Yeah,
something, get
I
your
remember
stuff
now that you
back.
say it. Okay, I'll write that down so I don't forget. I also forgot that I could just hook push on that side of desert and go down. That was the thing that slipped my mind because I didn't have the cane for a long time, so I didn't think about it when I got there.
Well, Duden actually did a stuck push that was like rarely seen in that room. Just hook pushing in that room in general can be a bit annoying because of the BMOS, but Duden did the stuck push like south facing, like from by the top door to the torch. So that was cool to see because I forget that that's an option just because that room is kind of annoying. I know, just generally, I try to Samaria push instead if it's an option, but obviously some seeds you don't have it, though.
Yeah, I didn't really. I had my information really early. I'm assuming I forget where the swamp map was, but
I think
yeah,
it was on the
Yeah, I
mountain.
missed it.
probably yeah.
Or it was in a waterfall cave. I think there was a map and a big key for swamp, maybe. No, the
I
big
think
key
the
was
big key of
on the
Swamp
sour
was...
sledge.
Yeah.
But I think I
Yeah.
had my information when getting the desert pendant in Thieves Town.
Yeah, I missed it. Did either of you check Sahasrara at all? The whole seed?
No, but I had the desert map, but I don't know where it was the first Light World map I had, so I had it early.
Okay.
I checked it before I went to the Dark World the first time and saw that it was Green Pendant.
Okay, that makes sense. Because the Duden had the green pendant, and I guess eventually you did also get the green pendant from Vitreous, but nobody... I was... I kind of thought you both never went there, but I wasn't sure if I missed it, so it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I think this is just this seed for me was showing how weak I am at hook pushing, and I probably need to work on that specifically. Because I feel pretty okay with other stuff like the RMG stuff. I messed up all of the mirror clips on slopes that I went for, so I need to practice that, I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
I
It
think
was
a lot
okay.
of your hook pushing was... I think a lot of it was okay. It's just like the getting to Armos one is kind of obscure, and it only started getting more normal for people to do that hook push without Samaria. Like somebody posted a video, I think, of like the easier setup to if you have a boomerang and sword beams.
Yeah, I know that
On the
one too, but
Discord.
I didn't do it. I have a video for myself that I made. I think maybe I was the one that posted the video because I was messing with it because people were they were failing because they were trying to use the boomerang as Ancilla, but you can just not use the boomerang. Like you can use it to set the slot too or whatever, the hook slot too, but you can just use something else to fill the actual slot.
That's a really good point, actually, because if you do red boomerang like that, it tends to fail like a lot more often. The blue boomerang is like more reliable as an Ancilla
I have a
in that
secret. If you throw the red boom directly against the wall, it won't. Nothing will happen. Like you'll get the hook slot, but the boomerang won't spawn, so it won't mess up any of your things. As long as you don't need it for an Ancilla, I guess.
Okay. You know, that doesn't surprise me, because there's a lot of hook push setups in the 100% speedrun that I'm working on, where, like, I don't fully understand how it works, but I just do what Gland and Hotarupi do, and then it works. Like... That's interesting. Well, I'm excited for Game 3. I mean, nobody likes losing, obviously, but we as an audience are excited about it, though.
Yeah, as we're getting through the tournament, there's less and less matches to watch. So everyone that goes to Game 3 is just like an extra thing for us to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I've said everything that's on my mind about the seed. Hopefully, I can practice the hook bushing stuff and do a little better. And I think Duden said he's available most of the week, so hopefully we can schedule it for pretty soon.
Yeah. I could do basically any time tomorrow if you want to.
I'll get back to you in a little bit, but that will probably work.
Okay.
I think SG wants 24 hours notice to make sure we get a channel, but during the week is not too busy, so maybe it's not a big deal. So yeah, that could be exciting. And the winner of this match will face So in round 4, and the winner of that match will face Krithel in round 5. So that is going to be pretty interesting. But we don't have any other races scheduled right now, but it sounds like Duden and Doomtap will probably be on the schedule for tomorrow. So thank you to Tam for tracking. Thank you to Phoenix for setup. And congratulations again to Duden, GG, Doomtap as well. Did you have any other thoughts, Duden?
Not regarding the seed, but thanks again for the restream, and maybe see you tomorrow.
Alright, well, that will do it for us, everyone. Thank you for watching. My name is JD Silvergun, and we'll see you next time.